We already mentioned some of us may resort to this idea, absolutizing the relative side. Now, even the relative side is absolute. No need to speak with two words. Let's use absolute for everything. But again, that will lend not only to different forms of abuse and over-justification, but also that will lead to a relativization of the actual absolute side of the guru in terms of Samasti Guru and the universal principle of Guru, Sri Guru. That there's an absolute side to that, as Srila Maharaj will say. And if you just absolutize the relative, you end up relativizing the absolute, in which sense that you reduce the notion of Guru to whatever conveniently fits your present comfort zone in whatever you need to justify. So this is Guru now. So you have relativized the absolute side of the Guru by absolutizing the relative. One thing is proportionate to another, so that's a dangerous proposal. So as we already mentioned, on the relative side of the Guru, I'm sorry to repeat the idea 108 times, we need to get that really clear. The relative side of the Guru is absolute only, again, if it's a grumpiness in the context of pure devotion, so to say. No? Or in the context of the humanness of the Guru, is fully reflecting his inner back world of bhakti without getting in the way of that. Fully integrated humanity. If the Guru is 108% surrendered, whatever comes from that relative human side is just transparent reflection of his transcendence, basically. So in those cases, we could say the relative is absolute. In the sense, again, it's not interfering with the flow of the absolute in the life of that person. But also we should be honest enough and recognize such high examples probably are more the exception to the rule than the rule. So apart from these exceptions, the idea of the relative being absolute has no support whatsoever. No? Trying to just stretch and over-exaggerate who knows with which intention. And actually, if someone is insisting on that, the relative should be absolute, maybe the question is, what is the purpose behind that insistence? Why we push so much with that proposition? Why do we need to absolutize the humanness of any guru or my guru or any situation? Again, the guru's side remains human, and according to how much that human side is embraced, integrated, resolved in the service of the Absolute, that will determine how much the humanness gets in the way of the flow of the Absolute or not. How much you have solved, integrated your humanity, that will be a reflection of your inner world, or that will get in the way of that. Remember, transcendence has to do with transcending the relative is integrating the relative, not avoiding the relative.